Hey, welcome in, friends. It is our little program here, live from Jupiter, presented by Boyd Sleep, and also presented by Stratum Structural Repair, online at stratumrepair.com. I'm Tim McKernan with your Friday afternoon wrap-up of all of the things going on here in Jupiter. I am live from the Honda Classic, where St. Louisan and friend of the show, Adam Long, is actually in the mix on this thing. It kind of started out as just like a random joke on TNA about our DraftKings team, and Adam Long finished the day at 1 under par, and he was tied for, at least last I checked, he was tied for 12th in the tournament as this thing wrapped up. I think the final group, we were at number 17. I think the final group is done, and as the sun is setting here, at PGA National. So I followed Adam this afternoon for his entire back nine, which was the front nine. He teed off on number 10 today, and it was something else. I realized that many people probably weren't following at the time, but now he will be a focal point going into this weekend because he is within striking distance and he is in the mix for this tournament. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the Cardinals today. They lose to the Mets, but there are a couple things that I think are big positives that have come this week. Number one, and I think the most important thing, is what's going on with Dylan Carlson. That's been going on here from the beginning, but now it's starting to get focused on, and maybe will give some fans, and I would put myself in that category, reason for some form of enthusiasm, and then also what they're getting from Daniel Ponce de Leon, considering that Miles Michaelis' situation is going to create some chaos with regard to the rotation and a spot being open there. So you are welcome to participate in the discussion on that, as well as the fun and games coming this weekend with the Battle Hawks and what we have there. So I will participate in a chat and kind of give you a recap of what has gone on here from Jupiter, Florida, with the Cardinals, and then also the Honda Classic this afternoon. So we start things off here with our sponsors making all this possible. Boyd Sleep, the bedroom store. I am a very happy client. They are locally owned, and they have this Nautica mattress with exclusive local certified dealer of the new Nautica mattress at Boyd Sleep. You can check them out at thebedroomstore.com, at thebedroomstore.com. That is where you can get this Nautica mattress. Sleep well, St. Louis. They are making it possible for us to be down here and doing our live from Jupiter, Florida, to recap the week that was. So things are, they're wrapping up, actually. If I step out of the way, you can see that they are, I guess, putting in the pin position for round 3. Looks like the cut is going to be, for those of you in the DraftKings world, it looks like the cut is going to be at 3 over par. And that means Brooks Koepka, that means Ricky Fowler, that means Justin Rose, all will not be making the cut here from Jupiter, Florida, which is a bad beat for the tournament that didn't have Tiger Woods as well. But Adam Long, the St. Louis, Francis Howell Prada, fighting today to get himself into contention, and it was something else. I mean, it really was. He was playing with Siwoo Kim and Ryan Armour, and he was in a good spot, but the hole that has really determined everything out here so far is number 6. It actually, statistically, is the hardest hole on the PGA Tour as far as strokes over par. It plays highest over par, and I think it has for the last couple of years. And so you don't feel like you're safe until you are past number 6. Now, if this were me and you going out and playing it, it's a par 5. But for these guys, it's a par 4. And with the wind whipping, you have water on the left, you have trees on the right, and then you have water and bunkers in front of the green. And Adam was in a spot where he came up short with his second shot, and what just happened behind me? He jumped in the water. But Adam was in a spot where he was short of the green, decided to putt it. I mean, this was a long putt. And I was walking the course with him and his dad today, and wound up with kind of questioning what was going on with the putt. Putted it past it, wound up bogey in the hole, and then he finished birdie, par, birdie, birdie, par, birdie to get himself at 1 under and tied for 12th place going into the weekend. In addition, you have Tommy Fleetwood in the mix. You have Gary Woodland in the mix, but like I said, no Brooks Koepka and no Ricky Fowler at this weekend's Honda Classic, as they both missed the cut, followed by a stroke, and Koepka was off. Koepka's been off all year at this point. And he was trying, he was grinding, and then once he missed the putt, I think on number 4, he knew it wasn't going to happen, and then it just kind of imploded. In addition, looking at this tournament, you can keep an eye on Adam Long. He will tee off tomorrow afternoon. He will be in a mix with a bunch of guys who are at 1 under. But the St. Louisan, who won the Desert Classic last year, now the MS, is in a spot here to really compete this weekend. And he was at 2 bad holes the entire week. Doubled number 17 yesterday, the one that's right behind me here, and doubled 15 today, 15 in the bear trap, 16, 17 in the bear trap, and it is a just grinding stretch of holes with the wind is carrying water, which you can see behind me. And there is a hole that I was probably playing about 190, I would guess. And you have water surrounding it, and on the other side of the green, a bunker, and it's just absolutely brutal. Today, when he doubled 15, hit the ball right near the pin, but it skipped off the back of the green into the water, and he wound up doubling there. So bad break, but he is playing really well, and he is in the mix. Now, secondarily, the Cardinals. We'll talk about that in a moment, in addition to the Battlehawks and the upcoming weekend. Your questions are welcome in the chat if you would like to participate in the fun and games. But it's all brought to you by Stratum Repair. Stratum Structural Systems made it possible for us to stop the flood this past year in our basement. They're online at stratumrepair.com. Stratum Structural Systems, a sponsor of Tim McKernan Live from Jupiter. So the Cardinals lose today to the Mets. Nationals tomorrow. And Daniel Ponce de Leon pitched pretty well. We have the scoreless inning streak going, but Alex Reyes gives up what wound up being the game-winning run, and his struggle to start spring continues. But encouraging, because I think Ponce de Leon, somebody the Cardinals had high hopes for, and he could be a guy getting into that spot that perhaps they were thinking Alex Reyes would wind up with. So that is super encouraging from the Cardinals standpoint here. In addition to that, the Battlehawks tomorrow, now becoming favorites for XFL gamblers. My daily fantasy guys. So DraftKings has all the daily fantasy guys down, not all of them, but like the top players are flying down here for this tournament. And I have no idea why. I can't figure this out. But XFL Daily Fantasy has, for whatever reason, become incredibly profitable for these guys. I can't figure it out. I mean, most of us don't know who the hell anybody is, much less statistics on them, but these guys are picking off XFL games. And now, I was asking my guy last week, I said, hey, the Battlehawks are favored by 10.5 because it's a big number, but they're a much better team. And like, okay, sounds good. I couldn't tell you anybody on New York, and then sure enough, they win comfortably. So I will be checking in with my daily fantasy guys, and I will post that tomorrow if they like to play, because I gather that there is a huge statistical edge right now for these guys who dig into numbers on the XFL that Las Vegas has not caught up with yet. So that might be the most valuable piece of information going, is that the XFL is juicy right now. And it was the same deal with that thing that shut down last year. I can't remember what it was. It was around for a few weeks, and they didn't wind up finishing the season. But that was a gambler's paradise for those that were hip to it, so that might be the same deal for the XFL. I anticipate they get just as big a crowd tomorrow as they did this past Sunday, and I would imagine the TV ratings will actually be bigger than they were for last week, because the game is going to be on Fox 2, so it's an over-the-air station, and that usually means much bigger ratings in St. Louis, a city that doesn't have a high cable penetration in comparison to other top 25 markets. So this thing continues to trend upward, and it's an absolute phenomenon. So you have Cardinal spring training baseball, you have Battlehawks football, Some of you are paying attention to college basketball. I would not put myself in that category. And then you also have a St. Louis in the mix for the Honda Classic here in Palm Beach Gardens. And then finally, I want to make sure that I give this note. Harrison Bader is my guest coming up on the Tim McKernan Show next week. I would describe this as a candid conversation with the Cardinal center fielder. Harrison Bader, my guest on the Tim McKernan Show. All of these broadcasts are brought to you by The Bedroom Store, online at bedroomstore.com, and Stratum Structural Systems at stratumrepair.com. We're very grateful for their support, allowing us to go live anytime from Jupiter, Florida, when there is news and when we are at spring training. It is all made possible by our sponsors, Stratum Structural Systems, online at stratumrepair.com, and The Bedroom Store, a locally owned, locally operated St. Louis-based store. The Bedroom Store, online at thebedroomstore.com. I will talk with you again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to McKernan Live from Jupiter.